Hi, everybody. This is Natalia from ASVAB Success. Today, I have the extreme pleasure of having Petty Officer Cote with me. She's based out of Louisville, Kentucky, and she is with the U.S. Coast Guard. So she has taken the time to answer some of our pressing questions today. A lot of these questions come from what you guys ask us here at ASVAB Success. So I hope we're able to answer those for you all. So, Petty Officer Cote, thank you again. My first question for you is, what are the requirements for joining the U.S. Coast Guard right now?
Yes, so for joining the United States Coast Guard, right now we're taking applicants starting at the age of 17, as long as they're graduated high school. We can work with them at 17, just in case, up to the age of 41. They can turn 42 at boot camp, but they're not going to go be 42 before they go. Other requirements is just to make sure that they meet the necessary medical requirements, pass a credit check, and a wants and warrants check, and so long as they have a qualifying ASVAB score. We are the same military requirements as the Department of Defense. We just get the privilege of being under Department of Homeland Security. So all the same requirements.
Okay. And can you say that the minimum ASVAB score again?
Oh, yes. Our minimum ASVAB score is a 32.
So, what should I do, or what steps should I take before I go see a Coast Guard recruiter?
Honestly, it's as simple as just giving us a call and just having a conversation. What we do with the applicants or the leads is we do a pre-screen with them just to identify any issues that may come up. But as they talk with the recruiter, we get to have that more one-on-one conversation with them and say, hey, if this is an issue, we can expand on this and see what else we need. Or as simple as going to Instagram and checking us out and just seeing what piques their interest. That way we're not like pulling teeth saying, does this interest you or that, when they don't really know what options are available to them.
So, let's say I decide I want to enlist. What does that look like, and how long does that usually take?
So our enlistment process right now, it kind of ebbs and flows. It really just depends on how an applicant fares out at MEPS. Because if they do get a disqualification code, one code equates to estimate 1 month of waiting for our medical officers to do a review of their record and make a determination if they would be able to qualify for medical service. So based on how they fare out at MEPS, if they disqualify, we just estimate based off of the code numbers, or the quantity of numbers of what we're looking at for timeline wise. If they're fully qualified, I mean, we can get their security clearance initiated and work off of their credit checks and get all that paperwork done and completed within 2 weeks. And as of right now, if someone wants to try and go through MEPS today and come into the military service, we're looking at our boot camp dates being filled up through the end of August. So it is a wait list, but in the end, if Coast Guard is really what you want to do, you will wait and you'll prepare and we'll make sure that you're set to go.
So basically, like I go, I take the ASVAB, I get a great score, and I can have a turnaround like really quickly after that. Okay.
Yes. So sorry, just to expand a little bit on that. So yes, they'll take their ASVAB on like one day and then the following day they do their physical. So once they're done with their ASVAB, we leave the door open to them so that they know like, hey, these are all the jobs you qualify for. And then let's have a conversation because again, we try to leave the ball in their court. If they say, I want to go aviation and we know it requires a specific ASVAB score and they scored less than, then we want to set them up for success and say, okay, if you want to take the ASVAB again, this is your timeline, what you're looking at. So we just have all these variables in play.
So, what jobs are currently in high demand in the Coast Guard at the moment?
So a few of our jobs that are in high demand is our culinary specialist, being a cook, being a machinery technician, and being an operations specialist. We also have one more. It's not a highly sought after job, but it is in critical need. It's our electrician's mate.
Do you guys have bonuses like the other branches do? And if you do, how does that work?
Yes. So I'm glad you asked. So we do have schools that are considered guaranteed, right? And if it's a guaranteed school that is coupled with a bonus, then the applicant would be entitled to the bonus. The four that I mentioned earlier, the electrician's mate, culinary specialist, operations specialist, and the machinery technician all come with a bonus right now. It is subject to change, but it all just depends on really if the applicant still wants to stay with that job. And if we lock it in, great. And if they decide to change their mind, then that's not a bonus for them that they'll still recuperate on. As of right now, if someone said, hey, I just want to come in the Coast Guard, I want to shadow your jobs. Absolutely. At a minimum, right now, we're at a $2,000 bonus. And that is also subject to change based on if they have college credits.
So then if I'm not sure what I want to do, I can come in and you said it's some shadowing?
Basically, yes, you will come into the United States Coast Guard and you will be called what's non-rate. From there, like you get to work with so many different jobs, people in these different jobs and rates, as we say. And so then that's how someone will make a determination is like, I want to go actually be a culinary specialist or I want to be a bosun's mate. So they get the ability to shadow other rates and see like make the official decision if that's what they want to do or not.
Now, that's really unique. I don't know if I've heard of that in any other branch. That's really cool. Do I have to score a certain ASVAB score to be able to get into that? Is that pre-enlistment?
No, so that's the best thing is like you can take your ASVAB, score 32 at a minimum, and you can say, okay, I'm not going to choose a job right now. I just want to see what is available to me. I can tell you that. And if you say, I'm not really interested, I want to see the Coast Guard itself, absolutely come in, get the $2,000 bonus, see the entire Coast Guard. Because if by chance you got a 32 on your ASVAB the first time, you can retake it and retake it. And then you can take it again inside the Coast Guard to where, once you decide, take it and then see where you score. And if you meet that requirement for that job, then there you go. You can put your name on that school list and go.
Is there like a time limit? Like I have to decide by this time or?
No. So I tell my applicants, hey, based off of your ASVAB score, these are the jobs you qualified for. But you told me you wanted to do XYZ. So based off of the information I have in front of me and what their true desire is, we together have a conversation. And as you said in one of your videos, you had spoken about your timeline, 30 days, 30 days, 30 days, you get those 3 shots, right? I will simply just suggest, hey, if we're not hitting the high number that you want for the specific job, come in, be a non-rate, and then take it again when you're inside because you can still have that opportunity afforded to you.
Oh, that's so cool. I did not know that. This is raising a lot of questions. I'm sorry. Like I have more questions for you. So if I'm going to come in as a non-rate, do I sign a commitment? Is there a contract that I sign? Do I go to boot camp? How does that work?
Yes. So instead of coming in saying that you're going to go directly off to be a petty officer or someone in the pay grade of an E4, you'll come in as an E2 or an E3 after you graduate boot camp. And then you'll just basically just decide what you want to do. Did that answer your question?
Yes. Will that affect my ability to be able to move up to other, what is it called, rates or pay?
So the only thing that impacts you is it's time, right? So when you get to your first unit, if you graduate as an E2, you have to wait 4 months before you graduate as an E3. At E3 is when you put your name on an A school list. So if you're kind of like undecisive and decide at first, I want to go be a bosun's mate, and then you put your name on that list, well, we know that that wait list is a short time, right? But if in that time, while you're waiting to go to that school, you actually decide to want to go be a culinary specialist and you want to go travel the world cooking for different people and VIP people, like you get to change your name off of that one list and put it on the other, and you just wait that timeline. So yes, there could be the consequence of, well, I'm waiting too long as a non-rate. But in that time, you're making the decision for yourself what you want to do. No one is making it for you. We're just giving you the best information we have so that you can make an informed decision.
All right, thank you. That was, I mean, I'm telling you, I just learned something totally new. Very, very nice. Okay, so one of the things that I've heard about a lot is people saying like about these enlistment bonuses or bonuses for a certain rating or MOS or whatever it is. When it comes to the Coast Guard, how do bonuses work? Do I need to advocate for it? Is it something I need to, voice to a recruiter, hey, this is what I want? How does that work exactly?
Yes. So if you were to hypothetically say take on a bonus for a specific job. You and me are having an ongoing conversation. Even before you sign contracts, we are having an ongoing conversation of what if you should choose not to do this job? Or what if something happens and what are your entitlements to this bonus? Okay. So there's only a few ways to lose a bonus. And one of them is if you get into trouble or if you should choose to do a different career path. Okay. So that would be the only reason why you would have to advocate for your bonus is if something had happened negatively that would impact you getting that bonus. Otherwise, all you have to do is complete your A school for your, like what other branches say MOS, we say A school. Just complete it and then you get the bonus in one sum, one whole lump sum.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what is a question that you wish, because I'm sure you talk to applicants all day, every day, you know? What is a question you wish that someone would ask?
I wish someone would just ask us, why us? Like, why the Coast Guard? So, like, I can sit here and talk all day. Why would the Coast Guard be so great? But really, when I say why us, it's like, let me tell you really the benefits that we truly offer. You're not just choosing to serve in a military branch. In the end, you're choosing to invest in your lifestyle, right? Like we're still military, we have the same exact benefits. But when I say why you, let me tell you why we're so great. Don't just shrug me off and say, well, I'm just going to go in the Marines. Well, did you know that the Coast Guard existed too and that we are hand in hand with them? Did you know we network with them? Did you know that we network with other agencies as well? Like, let me tell you the benefits. Don't just put your hand up for some reason.
Actually, this is just this is a personal question for me, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know you guys are not under Department of Defense, but under Department of Homeland. I think you mentioned that before.
Yes.
How does that make you guys different as a branch in itself?
Well, so honestly, what makes us so different, and I love this, is that we are such a small organization. We're only 42,000 people strong. That's officers, enlisted, and reserves. So because of the missions that we do, there's like 11 of them. Because of those missions with limited manpower, we get the ability to network with all the other agencies that are highly involved in these joint ops. So for someone who's like, I know I only want to do 4 years of service, yes, please do if that's really what you want to do. But how are you setting yourself up on the outside when you transition back into the civilian life? And by going with us, because you've networked, you have the skills and the ability, the knowledge, like you can be your best advocate when you're trying to push in for a civilian job, especially when you're coming or going against someone who's coming out of a 4-year college. You are more marketable than what they are. And all of our jobs translate to the civilian side, no matter what. All of them do.
Very cool. Yeah, it makes sense how someone who, let's say, wants to get into government work later on as a career,
Yeah.
if they're networking with the Coast Guard, it will definitely help. That's very cool. Okay, and then my last question for you is, what advice would you like to give all applicants watching this who are interested or thinking about joining the military?
Yes. So my advice would be do your research. If you are entertaining the idea of committing to the United States military to be able to defend your country and serve and whatnot, look at what all the branches have to offer, not just one, not just two, but look at all of them because every single one of them are very different from one another. In the end, like I said, you are investing in your lifestyle. If you want to maintain part of self and who you are, and you want the flexibility of being here in the States, then Coast Guard would be for you. If not, then, please still join a military service, but just do your research because we do exist.
Awesome. Oh, okay. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to answer these questions and to speak with us. If you have questions, please make sure to leave a comment below, and you will be able to find her information below as well. So thank you again, and have a great day.
Thank you.